Today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super Whis. So what is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super Whis. So I was in Manhattan in New York City the other day, and I was lucky enough to come across this figure at a store called Image Anime. Very expensive place, but they have a ton of great stuff there, so definitely check it out if you're ever in Manhattan. But very happy I was able to find this figure, because Whis is one of my favorite characters from Super. I think Toriyama did a great job creating this character, and the figure does look really dope. He is a web exclusive, and there is a couple things I don't really like about the figure, so without further ado, let's get into the review and start off with the packaging for Whis. So we do get the more updated, newer style box for Whis. We do get the window there, says SH Figuarts Whis, some images of the figure on the right, says Dragon Ball Super, Toei Animation, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then there's the bottom of the box there, really digging the way that looks. And then there's the top of it there. And then here is the one side of the box. And then there's the other side with some more images of Whis. And then the back of the packaging shows a bunch of different poses you can get the figure into, along with some of his accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure open and take a closer look at Whis. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look at Whis' pieces here. And Tamashii Nations really did a great job with the detail. The face sculpt looks great. Really dig the sculpt work of the hair. I love how there's sculpted lines all throughout it. But looks like they took Whis right out of the anime. We do get this ring piece going around his head there. And what they did, they pegged it in with 2 pegs on each side of his chest. So I think they did a pretty good job getting that piece on there. Because I think it just hovers around him. And then we do get this outer piece. I'm going to call it like a vest. It's part of his entire robe, attire or whatever. But looks pretty good. It's similar to Beerus's. I like the gold, metallic gold paint going around the neck and then going down the front right there. Nice clean paintwork. Then we do get like the diamond shapes right there and a orange stripe. I have a little bit like a scratch on the orange diamond though. And we get these shoulder pieces up there looking pretty cool. I like how white outlines everything where the black is. And then there's the back, same thing as the front piece right there. Really like that metallic gold, very nice paint. And then his arms looking pretty good. I feel like he could have used a little bit of paint shading. I mean, I guess technically he didn't really need it, but I think that makes a figure look a little bit better. But nice sculpted wrinkles up by the shoulders. We do get some going around the elbows, so nice work on that. And then on the side of the torso, we get some sculpted wrinkles here and there, so nice work there. And then under this piece, we do get this black piece, which is outlined in white, looking pretty good. I don't know if it's the black is painted on or the white, but I do like see black paint bleeding onto the white, so maybe the black is painted on there. We do get like this sash piece going around his waist. Very similar to like Piccolo's and Gohan's, but very nice sculpted detail on that. Nice work on that piece there. Then we do get the lower portion of his robe. Nice sculpt work on it, but this is probably the one thing I dislike the most about this Whis figure, because it is a hard plastic. I don't know why they didn't make it like a softer rubbery type plastic like this piece right here. So that's the one thing I really don't like about this Whis figure, because it really hinders so much articulation. But you can remove it if you would like to. And then the legs, really nothing much going on there. We do get a little bit of sculpted wrinkles around the ankles. And then we do get his clown shoes, because Whis has such really long feet. Like, what the heck? I mean, they look like bowling shoes, but they're as long as clown shoes. But they did a nice job with the shoes. They look pretty good. I mean, overall, I think they did an excellent job with this Whis. The detail looks great. The only thing that I don't like is the lower portion of the robe, but other than that, I think they did a fantastic job on this figure, and I'm very happy with the detail. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to Whis' pieces accessories, we do get a decent amount of stuff included with him, and in one of the interchangeable heads, I had an extra neck peg. I know that was accidentally put in there, but just in case the neck peg breaks on my Whis figure, I do have a backup. But we do get his staff, and this thing looks awesome. I think they did a great job with it. Come on, focus your bloody camera. But we do get that black pearl, like right in the center, looking pretty nice. And then all around here is a translucent plastic. I mean, you could barely even tell it's in there. Very smart idea on Tamashii Nation's behalf with that. And then we do get this lighter blue ring going around it. And then for the staff part, we do get a very nice metallic gold there. And then right there, I really dig that paint. And then of course you see the darker blue in the middle there. Well, more like a royal blue. But he does hold on to his staff perfectly fine, and that's probably my favorite accessory that's included with Whis. But then we also get 7 interchangeable hands, so we do get a pair of fists, of course, and let's focus the camera here so we can get a better look at them. But very nice sculpt work on these. You do see the thumbnail sculpted on there. And I think the color of the blue is just the color of the plastic. So we do get a pair of fists, and then we also get a pair of gripping hands, which is meant for him to grip onto his staff. And you do see the sculpted fingernails on each finger, so nice work on that. So we do get a pair of those. And then we get a left finger pointing hand, and then a right like semi-gripping hand. But nice work on these, so we get those. And then the last interchangeable hand is him holding a spoon. And I do like that, it's like a metallic silver that they used for the spoon. But nice sculpt and paintwork on this. And I do wish he came with an extra spoon for Beerus, because Beerus comes with 2 open hands, but nothing to grip onto. And the spoon does seem like it's curved a little bit. But those are all the interchangeable hands, and then we also get 3 interchangeable faces. So we get this one here that comes on the figure out of the packaging, which is the normal basic looking face sculpt for Whis, where he has like a little smirk on his face, and it does look like he's really high. But very nice paint and sculpt work all throughout it. I love all the sculpted lines in the hair. I always think that makes a DBZ figure look a lot better. And the eyebrows are sculpted on there, and then they did paint the white, obviously. But a very nice job with these interchangeable faces for Whis. Great job. So we do get that one there. And then we get this one here, which is another like smirking face sculpt, where he's looking off to the left. But very nice paint and sculpt on this one as well. The eyebrows are sculpted on there again. I do have a little bit of blue paint on the back of the hair though, so that's a little bit disappointing. But very nice job on that interchangeable head. And then the last one we get is, I'm happy because I'm eating some earth food face sculpt. But very nice paint and sculpt on this one as well. The mouth looks like it has 3 different colors of purple, and then we do get some white in there for his teeth. So very nice tiny paint details just around the mouth. And I feel like they should have added another layer of white paint around the eyebrows. They are sculpted on there again though, so nice work. Nice work on the hair as well. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Whis. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. Now for the height of Whis. To the top of his head, he stands just about 6.5 inches tall, and to the top of his hair, he's about 7 inches and 1/4 of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue Goku, the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and the SH Figuarts Beerus. And then here he is compared to a bunch of the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z figures. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and from the waist down is probably one of the biggest disappointments about this figure, but we do get 2 points at the neck, one at the upper neck and one at the lower neck. So the upper neck joint has some pretty good forward and back movement. We do get great pivot up there, and it also swivels. The lower neck joint, excellent forward and back movement, very nice pivot, and it also swivels. So we do get some great movement at both those neck joints. So we do get a point of articulation under the chest and then one at the waist. So the one under the chest goes back about that much, and then goes forward about that much. We do get great pivot up there, and it also swivels, but my joint's really tight. Now the waist goes back a real good amount, and then same with going forward. Do get a little bit of pivot there, and it also swivels. So we do get some very nice movement at the torso articulation and the waist. Now for the arms, we do get a nice shoulder joint like in the armpit, so you get a good circular motion going on in there. And then the arms go out to the sides a little less than 90 degrees. That kind of sucks. They do go up and down, but they will not spin in a full 360 because of this shoulder piece. We do get bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in almost all the way. And then we do get a swivel and a hinge at the wrist. So nice movement throughout the arm and into the wrist. Now this is probably the worst point of the articulation, because the legs, this is the best movement you're going to get out of them. I mean, technically you can remove part of the lower robe piece. We can see a little bit of his leg movement, but it still gets hindered by this piece up here. So we can go forward about that much, and then back about that much, and then out to the side about that much. I bet if these pieces weren't here, he would have much better articulation at the legs. We do get swivel up there, and then we get a single bend. No, that's double jointed knees. But they do bend back about 90 degrees. Now for the ankles, this is probably the worst point of the articulation, worst part of the articulation. They do swivel. They barely hinge up at all. Same with hinging down. They really have bad up and down movement, and then really bad pivot too. But we do get toe articulation with his clown shoes. I mean, overall we get some alright movement. I mean, you're not going to be getting Whis in dynamic poses, so it's not really the biggest problem, because Whis is really just standing there all the time with Beerus, you know what I mean? But I mean, we get some good movement for a Whis figure. But overall, I do recommend this figure, especially if you're a big Dragon Ball Super fan, if you love the SH Figuarts line, or if Whis is one of your favorite characters and you already have the Beerus figure, you might as well pick this one up. I think Tamashii Nations did a great job with it. It's not perfect, but it is a dope Whis figure, so I do recommend this. My biggest issue or complaints with this figure is the lower portion of the robe. I don't like that it's a harder plastic. I wish it was made of a more rubbery type plastic. And then the lower portion of the articulation from the legs down is just really bad. I mean, the leg articulation isn't bad, it just gets hindered by the lower portion of the robe, but the ankle articulation really is horrible. But other than that, we do get some nice movement from the waist up, and then the accessories, I think they did an awesome job with it. Just wish we got an extra spoon for Beerus, and maybe a bowl of ice cream or something like that. And then the detail, I think Tamashii Nations executed the detail extremely well. It's like Whis popped right out of the anime into figure form, so I am very happy now owning Whis in my collection. And if you would like to get Whis' pieces for your collection, he does retail for about 55 through 75 bucks, and right now he's only available in Japan. He is a web exclusive. He will release later on this month in the US. I was lucky enough to get him a little bit early at a store called Image Anime in Manhattan, but if you would like to pre-order him, you could head over to agelessgeeks.com, or you could join the Ageless Geeks Facebook group. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super Whis. Hope you enjoyed my review. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and favorite the video too. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. And I was lucky enough to come across this figure at a stall. I highly recommend checking that store out. I think it's on 30th Street. Damn it. This is SH Figuarts Whis. We do get some images of the Tamashii Nations and Bandai. And then there's the bottom of the box right there. Blah blah blue boo boo boo. Animation Tamashii Nations and Bandai. And then there. Moving on to Whis' pieces, accessories, we do get a decent amount of... What the heck? So now for the articulation, and from the waist down is probably one of the biggest... And to the top of his hair, he's about... Let's keep moving on.